Welcome to the New Earth channel with Benj and Gabby. Today we are doing part 2 of the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, all about how to heal the wounded Divine Masculine. As we mentioned in part 1, everyone has a Divine Masculine and it is not gender bias as well. So absolutely everyone has their own Divine Masculine.
Yeah, so men typically are 80% in their masculine energy. But it, it isn't gender biased. Women certainly have that masculine energy within themselves. Some women can, though, be more in their masculine energy, but typically not. 80% of men are in their masculine energy. There are some clear signs of a wounded masculine, and some of them is that you can't sit still. You're always overthinking. You're aggressive in your approach.
Very domineering.
Domineering, very serious all the time and intense.
Yeah. I always find that when there's a wounded masculine, they're never satisfied. These people are very passive aggressive. They're never positive in the aspect of optimism, and these people can become quite obnoxious as well, particularly in their communication. So Benj, what are some of the benefits of awakening the Divine Masculine?
So it's creating more self-confidence within yourself, emotional well-being, setting strong boundaries, thinking more clearly and more analytically, enhanced willpower, motivation.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is to do with accountability as well. You become a lot more comfortable with being accountable and responsible. You don't feel the need to lie as much. You can usually find with Divine Masculines that are wounded, being compulsive liars can also be a big issue. So when you're in that alignment, you find it really comfortable with taking responsibility for your actions and kind of speaking that truth a little bit.
The other things are improved self-discipline, and the whole, it creates this whole emotional balance within yourself as well.
Yes. And you can also project that outwardly, that sense of discipline in terms of exercise, achieving projects, following through with actions. If you're like, okay, I really want this promotion at work, I am going to apply myself to this, I'm going to have that chat with my boss, actually following through with those actions and achieving what it is that you want to achieve. So when you're awakening that Divine Masculine, it's getting what you want and following through.
Yes, that's good. Think of your chakras, the solar plexus and your root chakra. These are masculine chakras. So it's about self-discipline, mental clarity. It's thinking clearly, being analytical, but in a healthy way.
Yes.
Yeah. Your ability to set strong boundaries with people.
Absolutely. Well, that's a big part of the masculine energy, is it works on your lower chakras. So this is where we're going to find our earth chakras, our solar plexus, our sacral center, our root chakra, and this is all where we find our Divine Masculine. So when they are out, it can play a big role in throwing off our masculine energy, which is why keeping track of your chakra system is really important. If you have a wounded masculine, don't you worry, because Benj and I have so much information to share with you about how to heal it. So there are actually some really cool ways that you can not only identify, which we just touched on about wounded masculines, but also how to heal it.
Yeah, so I think the first step is really being aware of it.
Yes.
Awareness is the first step to change, and it's also about examining your life, as a child, in relationships, and specifically with the people that you're attracting, in relationships as well. So it's really going back into the past and just having a look at, you may have had a masculine influence in your life that wasn't good, that showed, signs of a wounded masculine themselves, very aggressive, abusive, and it brings up things like insecurities in yourself, like fear of rejection, abandonment, these type of things. So it's really about examining and going back and looking at where these wounds actually stem from or come from.
Yes. And a big part of the Divine Masculine is accountability. So it really does start there. You do have to kind of backtrack and realise where this originated from, like Benj said, with your family and with your childhood and with past relationships as well.
Some other things are the unconscious beliefs that we inherited. from our parents, from society, particularly, you know, a male in our life that wasn't good, you know, that brings up insecurities like abandonment issues, fear of rejection, things like that. They can also, you know, affect your masculine energy.
And they can definitely spark up those insecurities with other people. So this is what we typically find when people with wounded masculines go into relationships, they can project that onto their current relationships and the people around them, and kind of inflict those similar insecurities onto other people. So it's like this vicious cycle sometimes. Yeah,
I know if I look at my own life, grew up with dysfunction, particularly from male influences in my life. But, you know, even as a child, I was actually scared of, like, I'd go to friends' places and I'd be actually really scared of their fathers, or I'd feel really uncomfortable if their fathers were in the room, whether they were good or not. I just had that fear that I'd got from my own experience.
Yeah.
You know, and always kind of, you know, put that towards any male figure that come into my life. Yeah.
It's very powerful, and I think sometimes when you go back and rewind in your life, things kind of stand out that you wouldn't usually think about when it comes to the masculine.
Another important thing about you know, your masculine energy, particularly wounds, is taking responsibility for the own things in your life.
Yes, accountability is huge when it comes to divine masculine.
Yeah, if you look at, you know, if you're playing the victim, you know, blaming others for everything,
or deflecting.
Yeah,
deflecting things. You know, making excuses, always finding a reason out of things. It's a lot of the time it's your divine masculine is trying to prevent, I guess, that responsibility to address a particular issue. What is it that you really need to address? And half the time it can be quite confronting.
Yeah.
No one wants to deal with their insecurities. No one ever wants to touch on that, you know, go deep within themselves and really uncover why they are acting the way that they are acting. But the divine masculine, when it's wounded, it struggles with accountability for sure, and you usually find these kind of signs.
At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all make mistakes, but it's about looking at those mistakes, owning them, you know.
Yes.
Taking some accountability and moving forward.
Yes. Because ego and pride are so big with the divine masculine, and sometimes you kind of gotta like get them out the way so that you can really focus on working on yourself for the better.
One of the next steps, which I found quite interesting today, looking and researching, is tuning into your inner father. So, you know, we have different archetypes with our inner psyche. You know, one's inner child, but another one is actually your inner father.
Right.
So it's about tuning into that energy. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female. We can all connect with our inner father.
Yes.
So it's about developing a relationship with that. Now, you can do this by meditation, guided visualizations. You can use your tarot deck if you use those type of tools. Now, your inner father's kind, loving, benevolent. All right.
Yes, not your actual father.
No.
It's not.
This is
your actual father. It's your like kind of like your inner child that reflects a lot of your vulnerability, your innocence.
So it's really looking at ways in, you know, being the father that you never had, all right? And looking at what ways you can better father yourself, you know, through this, you know, archetype of inner father.
Absolutely, that protector, you know, that person that can make you feel safe, that can really guide you through being that person for yourself. It's actually a really cool concept, I think, as well.
Yeah,
very powerful.
I've never come across it.
Yeah, so when you told me about it today, I was like,
certainly have a look at myself. So another important step is deconstructing your beliefs. You know, I know growing up, I was told many things. You know, I had a dominant masculine, negative, you know, with a wounded negative masculine energy, and you know, I was always felt like there was something wrong with me because I didn't play football. You know,
do all the manly things.
Exactly. Not, you know, I was taught that showing emotion was a sign of weakness. Yeah. And these, you know, these things are all part of, you know, your masculine energy. Other things are that you have to be sporty, athletic.
Yeah.
Be strong. Be dominant towards, you know, especially towards women.
Yeah. Don't show emotion.
No.
Don't
show
cry in
emotion.
front of someone.
don't show emotion. Career, you know, being dominant, you know, in all aspects of your life, especially with women in career, around the house, being the man of the house. These are all very negative beliefs that, you know, society or our parents put on us when we're growing up.
Absolutely. It's something that we don't always want to admit, but it's definitely real. So this is where we can find in relationships if there is a wounded masculine who is not allowing themselves to express themselves and to feel emotion and to communicate their needs. They can dump all of that responsibility to be emotional on their partner. And this can create a lot of conflict, a lot of turmoil in the relationship. So when it comes, and this is not only just in romantic relationships, but also in the workplace and in friendships.
Absolutely, friendships.
You know?
Definitely in the workplace. It's really just about redefining what masculine energy or masculine means to you.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of these things that we think aren't, you know, outdated.
Yes.
Remembering we have both energies in our bodies.
Exactly right. Not just like, you know, feminine energies and just all girly. No, it's...
We need that foundation in our masculine energy to support our feminine energy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so important that, you know, if you do have a wounded masculine, it's going to play an effect a lot more outwardly than it is inwardly, and it's going to really affect your relationships, co-workers, your workplace, your success. It can affect your financial situation. It can affect your relationships moving forward.
Yeah.
There are so many different things that it can play a big role in if we're not aware of it.
Yeah, definitely a good way of, you know, if you know that, you know, if you don't know that you've got a wounded masculine energy, it's by looking at the people that you attract into your life.
Yes.
Another good tip to improve your masculine energy is look at the role models that you have in your life.
Yeah.
You know, and spend more time with them, basically. So, you know, you might have an uncle, you might have a teacher, you might follow people on social media that, you know, that are healed. You know, and there's many. Dr. Joe Dispenza.
He's amazing.
Yeah. Eckhart Tolle, the Dalai Lama, just to name a few. Tony Robbins is another good one. Yeah. So yeah, it's about tuning in to these people that have got, you know, that healed energy within themselves.
Make sure that you are surrounding yourself around positive people that are going to encourage you on your journey of healing. That's why they say the top 5 people in your life play the biggest influence in the person that you become. So be careful of who you're associating yourself with. And
also being around those people, or, you know, it's high vibrational. You know, and you start to attract more of those people into your life as well. Yes. Yeah, if we look at the laws of attraction.
Absolutely.
Another way of healing your divine masculine is connecting to your inner warrior. So this is another face that you can put on your divine masculine energy.
Yes, definitely another aspect to this essence within us. The warrior, inner warrior. Now really, when we think of inner warrior, what does that really represent? It's a lot to do with that protector, that fighter, that person who's on the forefront for you. You know, this carries so much powerful energy. Yeah,
it's not about, your inner warrior is not about violence or dominance over you. No. It's about, you know, they're here to protect you, basically. Show you, see through the bullshit, basically. Bring clarity into life. Support you in a loving way. And help you succeed.
A lot to do with confidence, a lot to do with self-esteem as well. And when we are really honouring our inner warrior, we are honouring all those aspects of ourselves, and it becomes a lot harder for people to hurt us. It becomes a lot harder for us to be offended, a lot harder for us to be kind of caught in crossfires with other people's conflicts and other people's tension. So it kind of creates a really nice shield that protects you from lower frequencies.
So some other ways of exploring your inner warrior is by doing like yang yoga, martial arts, boxing, things like that. Anything that's sporting with the same, you know, with another masculine like person, team, etc.
Yes, and it's very physical as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You can also do, you know, meditations, which you can get online. Guided visualizations. Also journaling is actually good. Yeah.
Manifestation meditations and abundance meditations are particularly really good for working with your masculine, because the masculine loves to put things into action and create realities and really create with their hands. So when you're in a meditation, doing particular meditations around abundance and around creating things is actually really powerful in itself.
So another thing to improve your masculine energy is be assertive. Stand up for yourself. You know, I think if I look at myself, or introverted people, I think they get forgotten about.
Yep.
They sit there quietly, and they're treated.
They don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah.
They don't want to offend people.
We all have ideas.
Yep.
We all have thoughts, which are all valid. It's about standing up for yourself.
Speaking your truth.
Speaking your truth.
Mm-hmm.
Showing the people around you who you are.
Yes. Because they do hide a lot. Divine masculine, when it is in its full glory, is amazing. They just go in hard, and they're just like, this is who I am. I speak my truth. I'm confident in my action. When you have a wounded masculine, they hide. They hide behind the mask. They create personas. They, they overthink, and they show people what they think that they want to see, and they're not being true to themselves. So when it comes to healing that, it's all about honouring who you are as a divine being, and really respecting who you are, and not feeling like you have to hide that.
Assertiveness, or being assertive, takes courage. Well, it's about setting boundaries as well for yourself. That's a big thing in your masculine energy, and not allowing other people to step over those boundaries.
Yeah.
A lot of emphasis is on healing the divine feminine, and the divine masculine kind of gets put aside. And I think it's because there's so much negativity associated with it. Because you look at our leadership in our world, it's predominantly masculine, or that's how it's perceived, and it's not good.
No. If anything, I'd consider, collectively, a lot of wounded masculines.
Yeah.
A lot of wounded masculines.
Absolutely. A lot of wounded masculines out there. So another way of improving your masculine energy is to be self-confident, and it can come down just being, having different body language, the posture that you have.
Yes.
Being comfortable in your own skin, being secure in yourself.
Because you will teach people how to treat you based on how you treat yourself. And if you're setting the standard nice and high and saying, I respect myself and I love myself and I'm confident in how I walk, how I talk, how I dress, how I act, people are going to respond to that, and they're either going to meet that standard or they're not. But they're going to treat you based on how they see you treating yourself. And that's why self-confidence is so powerful, because it kind of sets that bar for other people.
So lastly, this is my favourite, and this is one that I really struggle with. It's about, not being passive and start being active. Like, I am a
passive,
huge...
not active, that's cool.
Procrastinator, and I get stuck. I get stuck in the thinking part a lot, and I struggle with the action part.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really good one. It's about taking those first steps.
Taking ownership for you.
Yeah, moving forward, setting goals, achievable goals though.
Yes.
And just breaking everything down, and just doing little bit by bit,
Yeah. Procrastination, I feel you. I get it.
But I'm a perfectionist too.
Yeah.
And they go hand in hand.
Yeah. Yes, I'm always the kind of person where I'm just like, I have so much to do, I think I'll take a nap.
Setting goals for yourself, achievable goals, breaking things down to little steps, and
that's true, yeah.
Things that are achievable, because it makes you feel really good, and then it kind of, it motivates you more to do better. Yeah. Exactly
right. Like, sometimes if you overwork yourself and you put too many things on your plate, it becomes really unmotivating for you to finish it off. I love doing the 3 things each day. One thing, what made you laugh today? What did you learn today? And how did you help someone today? And because there are such achievable things, they can really give that focus and drive in the day.
Yeah.
But it's very true, achievable goals, one step at a time.
I know I get stuck in, my head a lot. So I've got great ideas, but it's the doing part that I struggle with, and I guess it's the imbalance in my masculine energy. A couple of exercises you could do, over the weekend, next week, are just to increase your masculine energy. One is working out in a challenging way, particularly if you've got a workout buddy. Yeah. They are very, very good. Do something different. Yeah. So, do something completely different, but make sure you really exert yourself. Another really good one is journaling. So this can actually tie in with the exercise aspect as well, is giving yourself achievable goals. So writing down, say, 3 to 5 very simple achievable goals that you can achieve over the weekend or in that week. One of them could be to try a new workout, or if you're going for a run, try a different route.
do something that's going to be a lot more exerting in your workout. That's one that you can put down. It could be to contact that person that you haven't reached out for in a while. It could be to try that new meal that you've been seeing on Pinterest and you just want to try. It could be really anything, just something that's really achievable for you to do that you may not have had the motivation to try before. So these tips are very simple, and we would love to hear your opinions of what you experienced in the comments below. But they're just really simple ways for you to enhance your masculine energy and also really help yourself to heal any wounds in that masculine.
So everyone, that's really just leading us into our next video next week, which is healing the divine feminine. So that is our third video.
Number 3, yes.
Number 3 for the masculine and feminine energy. So if you find value in this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the button down below for weekly videos on the mind, body and soul.
Absolutely. And if you have any further questions around the services that both Benj and I provide, that's also in the bio below. Otherwise, have an amazing weekend, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Love and light, everyone.